Good evening and welcome back to Cone Racing League. This is round 3, season 11 for the Singapore Grand Prix. 18-minute qualifier session and a 31-lap race ahead of us tonight. And as you can see on the track, it is pouring out there. So all 19 drivers who have been in the practice sessions probably hadn't predicted rain on their radar, so they've got to get used to it here in qualified. We'll see how they can manage this 5.0 kilometre track. It is a quite difficult track, but they have removed that last sector or a few corners of the last sector. They modified the track for better racing, and it has shown us some decent racing so far. We've seen overtakes going down towards turn number 16 and 17 there, a few moves going down into that corner, so it is better for racing, but I don't think that there's DRS down that short straight towards out turn 15 towards 16, but I don't think they've added it in this game, so I'm intrigued to see if they have or not. But we won't see it in qualifying, of course, because it is wet out there, so I wonder how these drivers are going to manage it. When was the last time we had a wet qualifying session in Singapore? Was it 2017 or 2022? I can't actually remember, to be honest with you, but yeah, we have seen a few wet races here before in the past. 2017 Singapore, and that was a chaotic start because it was supposed to be Ferrari on this track where it's been dominant in its past history to win this Grand Prix, but Vettel, Raikkonen and Verstappen all took each other out at turn 1, and Fernando Alonso got caught up in that incident too, and unfortunately all 4 of them went out of the race. Lewis Hamilton won ahead of Daniel Ricciardo and Valtteri Bottas in P3. So cars out on the circuit then. We'll see who's the first one on the circuit. It could be Angry David. There he is in the Williams, but he's behind. It's not him. It's Bean in 7th place. There is Bean. I believe he is Polishman. So Polishman making his return back to CRL on PC this time. So he's on a different console is Bean, but still a part of his community. And we know there's been a few issues with crossplay recently, so hopefully that sorts itself out. We saw the Australian Grand Prix where we saw people who were stationary in the pit lane, but teleported in the first sector. Echo's Bean now making his way through the slow speed corner. It's going to be very interesting to see how he manages his qualifying lap around here as he makes his way around the final corner, the back end of the car, wanted to step out. I wonder how the setup's going to be during the qualifying of the race, because it could be a wet qualifying but a dry race. So let's see if they've adjusted their setup to the right conditions. In turn 2 and turn 3, it looks a bit sketchy out there, doesn't it? As all the drivers just manages to negotiate massive wheels for the exit there for Polishman as he gets out the corner heading towards turn 5. This it's supposed to be a flat out, well not flat out, but a fast right-hander. But as you can see there, not carrying the speed he needs to in these conditions. It's their first lap, so I wonder how hard are they going to push on their first lap. We know that the intermediates are a very good tyre in terms of managing the tyre temperatures. You can go for multiple laps on the intermediates because the tread doesn't heat up as much as the soft compound tyres, because if you do more than one lap on the soft compound tyres, well, plus you don't have the energy to do it, and plus the tyres overheat. Here we are coming towards oh, look at that massive handful of opposite lock there for Polishman out of turn 9 going in towards turn 10. We saw George Russell and Lando Norris hit the wall there back in 2023. Lando Norris escaped from that. George Russell crashed into it as he ended his race, and unfortunately for him, did not finish on the podium. As we head down towards turn 11 we go. We've all got a nickname for George Russell, but I don't think it's appropriate to say, as I think most of you know what I'm talking about. For those people that watch Rocket, what's his name? RPM, Rocket Powered Mohawk. You know the nickname for George Russell there, but I don't want to say on stream just in case I get in trouble for that. But anyway, so Heck was being now out of turn 15, heading towards 16. I think a few people are starting to suffer on these intermediates there, but Polishman's kept the car going despite having opposite lock and snappy oversteer as well. Here he comes then out of turn 17, coming towards the final 2 corners. Let's see how he takes it. It's going to be a 43.7, and that is the lap time to beat. Behind us is the returnee of KXI, who goes wide and surprisingly does not have another lap time, but it doesn't matter anyway because it's not really representative. But KXI is back, and what a driver he was as well on his days. I remember him finishing in first place at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix in the first race of season 10, but didn't really pick up many wins or podiums after that. Harry Palmer's now gone quickest. Mark Wilson has invalidated his lap time, a 41.7 there, as Harry Palmer lays down the marker as Freefall goes fourth now, as Phoenix goes into P2. 4-star, who's won 2 races in a row, currently started P3 so far in the RB. As you can see, massive gaps between the tyres, as you expect around this track, and the wet conditions as well, because other people are quicker adjusted to the track conditions than others. may take a few people a bit of time to adjust the setup or just the track. Here comes Claire PR now towards the final two corners. Even Jamie says Topher, even a teammate, how are you doing? Hopefully you're doing all right. Claire PR goes up into P7 with a 45.5 Diddy, who goes up into P6. They're all sliding around here on the track. I don't want to make a joke, but you probably know what I mean. Here comes Ben Clock up towards the line now, goes up into P9. Claire PR is a 10th ahead of him in P8. Hobbsy, who goes up into P3 at 42.8. He's got some good pace recently, but unfortunately, looks like he can't get it together. Remember, he spun at turn number 7 or turn 6 of the bonus chicane. But so far, Harry Palmer is the one that leads the way. AFL, who makes it a turn. AFL, a great friend indeed. Here he is across the line with a 50.2, but I know that's not representative. Cavolis is out there on a flyer lap. Here he is then as he makes his way down towards turn 1. Celestio takes it. The Kick Sauber, who finally got a point at the Qatar Grand Prix thanks to Joe Guan Yu. Unexpectedly as well. I expected Sauber to get no points this season, but Joe Guan Yu did a really good job. Valtteri Bottas, who qualified in Q3 at Abu Dhabi, unfortunately made contact with Sergio Perez at the chicane. Perez spun, Bottas fell down the order. Then Bottas made contact with Kevin Magnussen. 2 drivers were leaving. Kevin Magnussen had a fantastic first start as well. Made up 7 places and got ahead of the Red Bull driver Perez. He sent it on the first lap. So did Charles Leclerc, who made up about 11 places at the start of the Grand Prix too. Gutted, I am working, so can't watch this. Just wanted to pop in and say goodbye. Not goodbye, sorry. Let me read the full comment because I'm reading it on the PlayStation, not the actual YouTube stream, because I like to flick through the sessions. Angry Dave has retired from the qualifier session. Is that in the pit lane? Or is that... let's have a look to see where that is. Did he crash the straight? I'm not quite sure, but Bean goes up into P2. Decent lap time there from the Polishman, who goes up into second place with a 42.6. Angry Dave has already left the session, so... yeah, looks like he's rage quit already. Maybe it's there. Hopefully it's there, but for Angry Dave. But gutted, I am working, so can't watch this. So just want to pop on and say good evening all and good luck, Mark. Yep, Danielle Wilson is wishing her man good luck. Bosch Evans goes up into P2 with a 42.3. So nobody is currently matching Harry Palmer. Harry Palmer has only done 1 lap on the Inters, doing more laps, circulating on more laps around here as King Macaroon has joined. He arrived late last week, did he? Here comes Cavolis, comes across the line, goes up into P7 just behind his teammate Freefall. As Freefall is slowing down out there. Has he run out of fuel? Not quite sure. Maybe just get out of the way for other people there. Hopsy is there in the Aston Martin going for another lap time, so let's see what the Brit could do. Missed start on a potential podium at the Australian Grand Prix after making contact with Harry Palmer. He also spun at the Verona chicane as he makes his way around turn 10 as Lewis is supported Diddy, who's currently down in P12. Diddy scored a podium at the it was the Imola Grand Prix. What a fantastic result there for Diddy, because I remember he started outside the top 10. As Phoenix now goes toward the top of the timing sheets, a 40.5, as every single driver is getting used to the track conditions. I think the track conditions are getting quicker and quicker because the rain is just easing off. I've seen scenarios in qualifying in Singapore, been involved in myself, as AJ Wuhan goes up into P2 in the Alpine. But I've seen scenarios where the track just dries out, but in the last minute or two, it might go to soft compound tyres, but that's at the very, very end. We could have a qualifying session where it's wet for the whole stage, then a one-shot qualifying. I've had it myself in qualifying as well in Singapore. It's very frustrating because you're on a mad dash. You've only got 1 lap to improve. It's either 0 to 0 on that 1 lap. But we'll see if that's the case here in qualifying so far. Bosch Evans is making his way around the final corner to go for the lap time. But Hobbsy now goes to P2 in the Aston Martin. Great pace there for Hobbsy as he won 1 race last season at the Mexican Grand Prix. Still searching for his first win since last season, which was about 10 months ago. That's unbelievable. I don't really count Cone Cup or Realistic League or Mini League. I count the official seasons because, yeah, but maybe I should count those Realistic or Performance Season leagues, but we'll see if it does count or not. Gonna check with the admins first. Tobes in the Haasman, who was teammates with Dragon of Speed back in Division 3 at Season 10 or Season 4. Do you know what? Because Season 9 and Season 10 had like multiple divisions. It gets so confusing sometimes. Tobes goes up into P8 in the Haas. 9/10, so almost a second improvement there. Good job for him. Any more time to be found out there? We've got AJ on the circuit, but not going for lots of Hobbsies. Backing off. We've got Phoenix who's coming around the final two corners, I think, to start another flying lap. This is his 4th lap on the intermediates because the intermediates don't wear out as much. You could do multiple laps on these set of Vinters without these tyres dying out. Look at that. Right in turn 2. Very nicely through there. You can see the confidence that Phoenix has. Or he just lost it there at the exit of turn 3. So the car power sliding out the corner. And he's definitely going to lose a bit of time there. Let's see what Bosch Evans is coming up to. Bosch Evans is 2/10 up in the middle sector, but unfortunately has invalidated that lap time then. So let's see if he recharges the battery and go for a consecutive lap time. Who else out there? We've got KXI, who is out there in the McLaren. And we'll see what he could do. A multiple race winner is KXI. Remember him and Dragon of Speed, India Jesus, all having their battles. IoT Crack as well, back in the days, all having their battles. Oh, that's a lag there. That's a lag spike. Thank go straight into the wall, but luckily it saved the car. CRL Spider and somebody else has moved up the order. Freefall goes up into P3. So look at that, the gap from first to third is only a 10th around here, despite the track being so long and the conditions as well, worse than on the circuit. Ken Block, or Ben Clock, sorry, that's a very confusing name. Ben Clock is 9/10 up in the first set. So the Red Bull driver hasn't really shown us what he could do so far. I know he's in a different league, and he's currently in the academy tier in a different league. So I know he's tried to up his pace so far. He did retire at the Imola Grand Prix, did Ben Clark. He finished in 10th place at the Australian Grand Prix, so he escorted points as the Red Bull driver, and his Norwegian compatriot of Shaggy. Oh, KXI has been disqualified from blocking the pit lane entry. So I presume he's spun, reversed, and he's done. Look at the time, the gap. Look at that, a 38.5 from Phoenix then. So he puts a massive... Oh, Harry Palmer now goes towards first with a 38.5. It's 400s quicker than Phoenix. So Phoenix and Harry Palmer super close like they were, as Diddy now goes up into P5 with a 40.7. Great pace there from Diddy. Cavolis is up into P6, 3-4, a great qualify from him, up into P4 he goes. Hobbsy crosses the line to go into P3 with a 38.7, so we see the times tumbling down as the track is probably getting better. Hobbsy's validated through turn 1, but it doesn't matter anyway because he hasn't got a battery to go for a consecutive lap time. But unfortunately, KXI has been disqualified at multiple podium set race winner before in CRL, as Bosch Evans though goes up into P4 with a 38.9. So more people started to join in the 38s there, and we'll see if anybody else can get in that 38-point club. Being in P11, I think he's on a lap 1.1 seconds up, but unfortunately has invalidated there. Tobes is in the pit lane. CRL Spider is out there, 5/10 down in the first sector. Mark Wilson's 3/10 up in the first sector as he continues through this middle sector, just finessing the car through these corners here as we make up. Oh, it's so close. It's so close. We're hitting the wall. Charles Leclerc, I think, hit the wall there. 2018 qualifying or practice. But yeah, he almost smashes the wall there, saved the car as he makes his way down. It's 1.1 seconds up there for Mark Wilson, so it could be in P12 or P13. Claire PR, AFL, 16th and 17th place. Angry Davey hasn't rejoined the session yet, so I'm not quite sure what he's up to. King Macaroon, he's in the session, but I don't think he realises he can choose a car. So let me just tag him quickly, because there's still 19 drivers here, so I think King Macaroon needs to select a car. Let me go tag him real quick. If he's got a qualifier, but he needs to select a car though, just in case he doesn't make it in the race. Select a car. I put a select a cat. My spelling, my type is horrible. 3-4 is 3/10 from the first sector, 8/10 up in this little sector there, but still he needs to find more time in the last sector because the gap is still huge between himself and Harry Palmer there, so he needs to find a bit more time in this last sector. Here is 3-4 now, coming towards turn 16 and turn 17 we go. Let's see how he takes it in these slow speed corners, round the curves very nicely. We see plenty of people scrape against the wall, including Sebastian Vettel as well. We make our way towards the final two corners we go. Let's see what 3-4 could do as he makes his way towards the finish line. It's going to be a 39.3 and stays in P5 despite a massive improvement, as King Macaroon says it won't let him select a car. Right, so King Macaroon, unfortunately, is having issues here. There's nothing I can do on my end, unfortunately. But look at that, 4-star now is on the soft compound tyres. This could be the one-shot qualified I was talking about, because I've seen it plenty of times where the rain eases off towards near the end of the session. I can't wait to see the end of qualified here. It could be a 0-0 thing for 4-star. I've been involved in qualifiers like this myself plenty of times, and it's just so hard to predict what to do if the soft compound tyres are better or not. Maybe he came out a bit too early, but maybe he wants to do about 2 laps of these soft compound tyres, get them up to temperature. But it's still raining on the circuit. This game is quite weird, you know, because I think that the Delta has told him it's 6 seconds quicker, because there is a glitch between the inters and softs where it tells you that the soft compound tyres are 6 seconds quicker. So maybe he got caught out by that, I'm not quite sure, but it's down to pure instinct now to see who has made the right call. Is it the inters? Is it the soft compound tyres? There is 2 minutes left to go in this qualifying session. It is ramping up to be a good one. See, he's spun the car and he almost hit the wall there. But Spider Rob, it's a P8. Great performance from him in the McLaren camp. Let's see. So half and half on the soft compound tyres. I want to see who's out there improving. But Freefall, I think qualifying's done and dusted for him. He hasn't got the fuel and he won't make it back out of the pit lane. So Freefall's qualifying session is done and dusted. Not the right time in there for Freefall, and you have to stay in the pit lane to see what he can, what his competitors will do, as Freefall has retired for the session, knowing that there's no time to be improved there. So, Clear PR, AFL are on the intermediate tyres. Majority of people on the soft compound tyres. Hobbsy's opted to go for the inters. Cavolis is on the inters. Spider's done 7 laps on those inter tyres. Woodburn and Bean have gone on the inters. But this is down to 4-star. This is going to be his one and only lap as he's put it into none. And he's going wide out of turn 1 into turn 2, going towards turn 3. The rain has stopped as he drifts out of turn 3, as he gets back on the power once again. Power sliding, the soft compound tyres there not really having a temperature as he makes his way down towards turn 5. As you can see, he's put his ERS into none, so as you can see there, he doesn't really want to use extra battery to try and put more energy into the tyres to make sure more, as you know what I mean. But as we make our way towards in the first set, so 1.5 seconds down, so I think that could be the wrong move there for 4-star, unfortunately. Harry Palmer is going for a lap time on the soft compound tyres. Could Popsy be the one to play this right? It looks bone dry out there, but it's still greasy as hell out there. Claire PR is up to P5 in the Red Bull, going for another lap time on the inters, so could it be the people on the inters right now being a sweet spot to take pole? As I want to keep an eye on 4-star on P11. He's 1.5 seconds down the first sector, as you can see, as he makes his way under the Anderson Bridge into turn number 11 we go. Being very cautious there, very precarious as he makes his way into the corner as we head down towards turn 14. Another heavy braking zone, another heavy traction zone. 8/10, that's the middle sector. Can he find a time in the last sector, because he was 1.6 seconds down in the first sector? He's 8/10 down. Harry Palmer has crashed where George Russell's crashed at the exit of turn 10. Harry Palmer is out of qualifying, pushing a bit too hard on the soft compound tyres, but 4-star makes his way out the final corner. It's very, very tactical in terms of his battery as he makes his way. It's too late there for 4-star. He stays in P11. Look at that, 500s away from his best time, but stays in P11. So I think the people on the inters have made the right call. Phoenix, though, is coming down towards in the first sector. I'm interested in Hobbsy in P3. There he is in the Aston Martin. Claire PR, Spider, Cavolis, the people on the inters right now, that's who I'm interested in. They made the right call. I think it's a bit too early for soft compound tyres. Will Harry Palmer be demoted off pole? As Claire PR goes quickest with a 38.3, and he's 2/10 quicker than Harry Palmer. Great lap time there for Claire PR in first place with a 38.3. Hobbsy now making his way out of turn 13. Bean has retired on the circuit, I think so, as he makes his way down towards the sector. 2.2 seconds up. Hobbsy is on a flight as Ben Clark goes quickest in the Red Bull. It's a Red Bull 1. But Hobbsy in the Aston Martin is going much more quicker. AJ in front of him on the soft compound tyres. Will Hobbsy get hauled up by AJ, or will it be enough to be okay? Here he is out of turn 17. Cavolis goes quickest with a 36.9. But here comes Hobbsy now out of the final 2 corners. Is he going to take pole? Yes, he is. It's a 35.8, and Hobbsy's on pole by 1.1 seconds. Anybody out there improving? Where is Phoenix in P6? There he is. Phoenix goes up into P2 with a 38 for the 36.8 there. Bosch Evans, what is he doing? For some reason, my thing has been glitched. I can't really change it. That's because of King Macaroon. There we go. But Hobbsy in the Aston Martin, right time, right tyres. It's a pole for Hobbsy with a 35.8. Can he get his first win since the Mexican Grand Prix last season in Season 10? A long time coming for Hobbsy, but he's put it on pole. Cavolis, great qualifying from him in P3 and multiple race winners in Season 10, and DRS has been enabled there. But Phoenix was the highest software in P2. What a qualifying session that was. I always love these qualifying sessions where it spices things up. It's the unknown of qualifying here in Singapore. We don't know until the very end who crosses the line. So, as you can see, the Inter was quickest. Phoenix did a great job on the soft pad tyres in P2. Cavolis in P3 ahead of Ben Clock. Claire PR in P5 ahead of Harry Palmer. Bosch Evans in 7th ahead of AJ. 3-4 in 9th ahead of Ruben. Mark Wilson 15th, Tobes in 16th, so disappointed there for Haas. AFL 17th, Angry Davey 18th, KXI 19th, and King Macaroon will start in. Got disqualified. Good evening, everybody. Nice to have you all in the chat. And if you missed the qualifying, go watch it back. Well, the unknown in qualifying, we didn't know the soft compound tyres or the Inters would be better, but the Inters were just better towards the end as it was drying up. A few people got caught out by going on soft compound tyres. Harry Palmer crashed at the exit of turn 10, which ruined his qualifying. He was on pole for quite a while until the very end of qualifying. But we move on to the 31 lap race. We know the chance of a safety car is going to be high, but the first time in F1 history, the safety car hasn't came out in 2024 at the Singapore Grand Prix. It had a 100% record at the Singapore Grand Prix, but unfortunately, well, I say unfortunately, but yeah, it's gone now. You could tell the reliability of the cars these days and the consistency of the drivers. We've not had many safety cars this year. I think it was Esteban Ocon last year who caused the safety car because his engine blew up, and Logan Sargent who crashed at the exit of turn number 5, which put Red Bull off strategy there because they started the hardcore power tyres. The safety car came out at the worst possible time for Red Bull, as that was the only race that Red Bull did not win in 2023. Carlos Sainz won at the Singapore Grand Prix, the only non-Red Bull driver to win. But Carlos Sainz has been tested for Williams recently, I think today, and I bet he feels a bit upset because he's going from a Ferrari to a Williams, so it's a shame for Carlos Sainz. He deserves much more, but at least he got a podium in his final race in Ferrari too. What a great driver. He also scored a podium in Abu Dhabi 2021 when he finished 3rd ahead of Yuki Tsunoda and Pierre Gasly, and obviously we know what happened in 2021 there, but Carlos Sainz has been a key important member for Ferrari, and scored, I think, about 4 or 5 race wins for Ferrari. His first at the 2022 Silverstone Grand Prix, but he took pole and he beat Verstappen as well after Verstappen sustained a puncture. And he scored his first podium for Ferrari in Monaco 2021 when Charles Leclerc was on pole but got a DNS because his gearbox broke. That's why he couldn't start the race. It was Max Verstappen who won the Grand Prix. I've always liked Carlos Sainz, and he was quick ever since he joined in Toro Rosso. I think he started 5th at the Australian Grand Prix 2015, didn't he? Carlos Sainz outqualified his teammate. They both were rookies in 2015, of course, when Max Verstappen and Carlos Sainz were here. Nacho, hello mate. What? Mark for the win. Well, that's a very strong prediction there because it's down to P15, but we'll see what Mark could do. Do you know what? Mark's a very interesting driver because he's like, I don't know, he's I don't know how to say it, but not in a rude way, but he's a very I don't know. I don't want to be mean for Mark. He's a very quick driver, but sometimes he has his moments and sometimes he can be up there. Oh, fine then, Nacho. I speak Dutch. Fine. Are you happy now? What do you mean you don't speak Dutch again? I've been speaking Dutch for like 4 or 5 years, mate. But obviously I got like a sore throat, so my Dutch is not good. What about this? Het spijt me, jammer. Godverdomme. Ik ben Dom. KXI has left the session. Nacho, lekker ding. But anyways, here we are then, making our way under the Anderson Bridge. Hobbsy is on the medium compound tyres. Let's look at the medium compound tyres. As you can see, majority on the mediums and 3 of them are on the hard compound tyres. AJ Ruben and KXI down in P19. Hopefully KXI. Is Angry Davey here? Oh, for God's sake! Why? What? Come on, Angry Davey. You can't be. Yeah, I think you know what I mean. But you just, yeah, it may go wrong, but at the same time, you can't just leave like that. I mean, I'm in ALR. I get knocked out of Q1 all the time, and I still stay. I don't have to qualify pace, but I have to race pace to come back to the field. You can't give up that easily, man. I really hope that Angry Davey and KXI can get back in. I don't think I can invite him. Of course not. Oh, he's back in the session anyway. But I got crossplay on, so I can't really invite people because it'll take a long time. But all 20 drivers are lined up in the grid then. It's Phoenix in P2, Hobbsy on pole with Cavolis in P3, a multiple race winner in CRL. Picked up his last win last season, did Cavolis. Nice to be back. Fancy Josh for the win tonight. We'll see. Anything can happen here. It is Division 2, and we'll see. Also, if you can speak Dutch, do the comms in Dutch then. I can't. I'll stutter too much there. I stutter in English, Nacho, so I don't think I'll do it in Dutch because I'll stutter even more. I have to think really hard to speak Dutch. But donkey ball, mate. Here we are then, as all 20 drivers are lined up to the grid. Hobbsy's been disqualified. Look at that. He's parked a few meters behind his grid box there. So, yeah, disadvantaged already. But Phoenix, when he get a good line to start, when he overtake Hobbsy going down into turn 1, KXI is in game chat. So let's see then what's going to happen under the lights skip board. The first night race since 2008. What a controversial race as well that was. KXI has left the session. 3, 4, 5 lights. And we are underway for the Singapore Grand Prix for round 3. Hobbsy gets the line to start. Cavolis is side by side as we head down towards turn 1. Phoenix has the inside line, covers him off as he goes off the track there. May have picked up a warning for that one, but there's multiple scraps there. Ben Clock is defended from Harry Palmer right behind too. They go wheel to wheel out of turn 3 as we make our way down towards turn 5. Harry Palmer has the inside line, but Ben Clock sticks around the outside, maintains his position and stays in P5. Great start there for Red Bull. There's a few people in the midfield there scrapping away as we see 3-4 right behind as well as we go down towards turn 5. Harry Palmer looks like he's defending from his teammate there. He's also attacking the Red Bull driver of Ben Clock in the Red Bull, but they all remain in formation so far. It looks like a clean start from all 18 drivers or 19 drivers because Angry Davey is not here. Look at that. Spider, a KXI, and look at that, those two are inside each other there, but I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But Bean is ahead of Spider, who goes into P11. Spider goes wide at the exit, side by side with 4-star as they make contact there. Here comes Mark Wilson side by side with him, but 4-star covers him off as we go down towards turn number 30. We got a few people outbreaking themselves there, getting caught out with the dirty air too, but they're still inside of each other. What's going on between Angry Davey and KXI as we head down towards turn 13 in the heavy braking zone as the two Hassers are willing to pout on the McLaren driver. The Mercedes of King Macaroon made up 4 places up into P16, looking to take turns on as well. Let's see what happens going down here towards 16. Here comes Mark Wilson, who's lost an end plate side by. Oh, there's contact, and Tobes has been spun around by King Macaroon. Tobes fall all the way back to 20th place in last, but the top 2 are so close together. The top 2, consistent of Phoenix and Hobbsy, have pulled away from each other. Fantastic indeed. They broke the DRS gap towards Cavolis. Hobbsy finds himself under massive pressure from FOL Phoenix. FOL Phoenix hasn't been in a league race since 2022 in the old games. KXI says he wants an invite. I thought you were back in a session, mate. I swear down it says you're back in a session, but I don't want to miss the action. Oh, I'm very sorry. If I had a co-commentator with me, Cavolis is ahead of Ben Clock. Now, Clerpure has made contact with Harry Palmer. Harry Palmer just squeezed him down the inside and has lost his end plate too. So a bit of carnage going on there as I'm trying my best to make sure I can find a little bit of time. I don't know. Oh, the Williams steaming down the inside. That's Bean, who's all in the wall together, and more contact. You can't hear me. What do you mean you can't hear me? Can you guys hear me? I'm not quite sure what you're talking about there, but anyways, if I've been muted this whole time, I'm gonna be so pissed. But as we head down towards turn 13, Claire Pure and AJ Wuhan are scrapping away. AJ Wuhan now overtakes Claire Pure. KXI, I don't want to miss the action, mate. I don't want to miss key elements in this Grand Prix. I will invite you when there's a bit of free time. Please tell me I've got you as a friend. I don't think I have. I don't know how to add people as a friend on here. I'm very sorry for everybody. I know this is not ideal, but yeah, I'm going to have to try and invite him back. Here comes the Mercedes up the inside. Into turn 1. They're going side by side now into 3. And looks like Sauber just gets ahead of Cavolis. I think that's 3-4. And King Macaroon is fighting away as well. Here we are. Out of turn 5. I can't really see. I don't think I'll have oh my goodness me. You have to add me as a friend, mate. Indigo _ I don't even know my name. Indigo with 3 O's _03. Indigo _003. No. How you're back, Nacho, how you're back. Not ideal, but look at Hobbsy. I'm missing the scrap for first and second, but 3-4 is ahead of Hobbsy now as he takes away first place. Look at the gap from third to second. It's 4.7 seconds as Hobbsy and Phoenix are scrapping away for first and second place. This could be a mighty scrap for 2 drivers who raced in ACC before. And KXI has sent me a friend request, so let me accept that. And how on earth do I invite you? KXI. Do you know KXI? You're lucky I'm doing this, mate, because I'm missing a lot of action. But where the hell are you? Please tell me you appeared online. I know a lot of people could be mad at me about this one, but yeah, I'm doing it for the bands. I can't even find you, man. Look at this. Got too many man on here. I think Hobbs is behind. Oh my goodness me, Hobbs is still behind. I tried my best. Don't say I didn't try, KXI. I did try my best. You must be in the K sections, surely. Do you know what? I think I'm pissed a lot of people off, so I'm not going to do any more. So sorry, KXI. I don't want to miss the action. It's unfair to these people. But anyways, there's a massive DRS train behind Ben Clock, P3 down. If there's a safety car, KXI, I will invite you back. But Bean and Harry Palmer are in the pit lane to change their wing after they made contact at turn 10. Not the first time Harry Palmer's made contact of turn 10. Oh, Cavolis and AJ get close for comfort at turn 13. But Phoenix is trying to... Oh, there's a bit of a slide there. Nathan says I went past him. Oh, shoot. 4-star coming down the inside into turn 13. Do you not know the alphabet? No, I don't, mate. I don't know the alphabet. But here we are then, out of turn 13, heading towards 15. Hobbsy's broken the DRS. As we go down towards the next corner, he stays behind for the time being. Let me try again. KXI, where the hell are you, man? Look, K section, it's not even here. Look. King Panda, Killer Strikes, Nosley, Kyle Scarrett. He's not even here. Are you sure you saw him on my thing? But anyways, here we are then on the DRS as we head down towards turn 7. On board with the RBO 4-star as we head down. Jamie trying to do the easiest thing in the game. Mate, you're stressing me out. I'm trying to commentate a race. Well, oh, this side by side. Cavolis versus AJ. Cavolis has been passed by AJ. Ben Clark, by the way, is up to P3. Fantastic job from Ben Clark. He's broken the DRS away from AJ. AJ is on the hard compound tyres, given that long stint there to go on the mediums later on to have the best tyres towards the end. Oh, KXI, man. Why are you going to appear offline for? I hate when people do that. As we head down towards 13, we go under the Anderson Bridge. They all get bunched up here. It's a heavy braking zone, and it's so difficult as well because you arrive there at such speed. It's easy to lock the rear tyres up. Here is 4-star alongside 3-4. As we go down towards turn 14, we go. Phoenix is around the outside of 3-4. As Claire PR is right behind Cavolis. KXI, I will try again, my friend. Do you know what? You're lucky I'm doing this. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? There you are. Oh, look at that Mercedes around the outside. That's Bosch Evans trying to go around the outside. Outbreaks himself, and Claire PR takes the place away. Caught me by surprise as well. Bosch Evans being very late to the brakes there to turn one. Still made the corner, but still not able to get past the Red Bull driver as we head out of turn 5 then. So Phoenix leads this Grand Prix. Hobbs is second place. Hobbsy is leading his own race so far. A decent drive from the Aston Martin driver. Is that Hobbsy's spun? Hobbsy's made a mistake out of turn 7. And he's lost a lot of time there. What's happened to Hobbsy? Has he broke his wing? No, he hasn't. But Ben now. British people will call this a set 8 kid, right? Oh, how you back, Nacho? Ik hou van jou. But anyways, Ben Clark is right at the back of the Aston Martin of Hobbsy. AFL and Ruben are swapping places there. AFL now up into P15, but Ben Clark puts the pressure on. You can see that Hobbs made a mistake, and now P2's there for the taking. Is Phoenix going to run away from this after 2 attempts at Imola and at the Australian Grand Prix? Spun the Australian Grand Prix after the safety car, but I think I got confused with Hobbsy. I think he was the one that spun. But anyways, here comes Phoenix now. There he is, running his own race in Ferrari. And Hobbs is in P2 ahead of Ben Clark. Phoenix, we know, he hasn't had a league race in F1 since 2022 in FOL. That's why he's called FOL Phoenix. But he was a very quick driver back then in FOL. Met him in F2, and he's done a few races in ACC. Do you know what? I have no idea that if he won a championship or not, because Ewan Small missed a few races due to university, and Bosch Evans is right behind there. Massive DRS drive behind Cavolis in P5. AJ's pulled away crucially from Cavolis. He's now catching the back of Ben Clark, who's right at the back of Hobbsy then. So Hobbsy, who was running in a comfortable second place, finds himself a Red Bull behind him as the Red Bull's going to go wheel to wheel into turn 3 we go. But Hobbsy just defends there and stays in P2. Division 2 or Division 3 last season, did Nelly Safu start in last place and finish in first place? Oh, was that a bit of contact there? Hobbsy's ghosted, so it might have been a lag spike from him. But AJ now is catching up towards the back of Ben Clark. This is good for AJ because of the hard compound tyres. The guys, the medium tyres, want to pull away at this stage, but AJ's still catching up there. So this is great for him as long as he can stay in this DRS train. You can see Bosch Evans there putting massive pressure on Claire PR. Bosch Evans thinks he could go for the title, but not really got his way so far, and he almost hits the back of the Red Bull into turn 13. But Phoenix has pulled a 9-second gap already, so this is a very good race for Phoenix. I don't think nothing could go wrong this time for Phoenix, unless he spins or picks up penalties or a safety car comes at the wrong time. But so far, he is leading this Grand Prix. The most dominant drive so far for Phoenix. I've seen him so since the 2022 game. Can't remember the last time Phoenix won in F1 in a league race, but probably a very long time ago. Of course, this is his first time in CRL in terms of F1. He's been in CRL before when it was ACC. He won a few races there, challenging Ewan Small for the championship. I think he won the championship, did FOL Phoenix, Jake Garrett. It's so weird to call him Phoenix because on ACC I call him Jake Garrett, but on F1 I call him FOL Phoenix. So that's the difference there between ACC and F1. But you can see that Ben Clark gets a very good exit with the DRS enabled again. Which way is he going to go? Claire Piar's dropped into 8th. Bosch Evans is fighting a 4-star as we head down towards turn 7. What's happened down there? Here we are with a multi-car scrap, 3-4 now ahead of Bosch Evans, so something must have gone on. Hobbsy is lost second place, gets massive oversteer. Here comes AJ side by side as we head down into turn 9. Is this going to be a switcheroo? Will he get a better exit? No, he won't, as he lost the car out of turn 10 there. But what went on, because Claire PR was in 6th place. Did he lose traction out of turn 5? Was there contact made? Unfortunately, he's dropped out into P10 now, as Bean and Harry Palmer fights over last place, as Bean gets ahead of Harry Palmer. As we make our way down under the Anderson Bridge into turn 13 we go. AJ Wuhan is right at the back of Hobbsy. Here we are, side by side with the 2 into turn 13. Hobbsy defends as AJ goes up into P3 as... Oh, it's a shame for Hobbsy. He was talking about tyre temperatures, as I think an Aston Martin of Woburn has spun down there. There he is, under the Anderson Bridge, as he spins the car around. He joins the P16. But Angry Davey, man, he left the session in qualifying. You can't give up this early. You really can't. I know he's got a... temper management going on, but yeah, I just don't understand why you got to rage quit like that. I race in ALR, yeah, and it's such a competitive league. my qualifying is so bad, but my race pace is good. I get knocked out of Q1 multiple times, and I recover all the way back towards the top 5. I know it's so difficult with crashing out and retiring, but if you're going to leave after one race, then you might as well not come back, because not the mental attitude you should have. Bosch Evans now ahead of 3-4 going up into P7. Bosch Evans does have end plate damage, hence why he's struggling in the slow speed corners, and hence why 4-Star's pulled away. 4-Star, great recovery by the way, despite a difficult qualifying. Now he puts himself on the back of Cavolis. Cavolis has run a decent race so far too in P5. Is KXI back in P17? He's not even back, man. I swear down I gave him an invite. But 4-Star is right behind Cavolis as we head down towards turn 11. They're looking for a move on the Sauber driver. 4-Star's going for his third in a row, but it's going to be a bit difficult with that, because Felix has pulled away. A Red Bull driver has spun, or a Williams. Is that a Red Bull? RB, sorry. They get confused between the colours there, between the Red Bull RB and the Williams, all shade of blue. AJ though rides the back of Ben Clark. Very competitive is AJ. He retired at the Imola Grand Prix after sustaining damage in the early stage. Diddy is up into P10 ahead of Klerper. In fact, Diddy has lost his wing there, so unfortunately he won't have a lot of front end. But gets ahead of Klerper. Did Klerper pick up damage too? No, he didn't. So Klerper is in P11. 4-Star rides to the back of Cavolis. Is there any way through? If 4-Star has the pace, can he clear Cavolis and try and catch AJ and Hobbsy for the battle for P3? In fact, Hobbsy has lost a lot of time now. The gap is 2.6 seconds between himself and AJ. AJ rides to the back of Ben Clark. By the way, a great drive from the Norwegian driver in P3. He is a Division 3 driver in other league. As 4-Star and Cavolis go side by side there, the Sauber versus the RB, as we head down towards turn 8 we go. Cavolis doing everything he can to defend the inside line there. 4-Star looking for a switchback and a better exit, but Cavolis is like an obstacle in the way. He will not let the RB go, and he's done a really good job so far, is Cavolis. As 4-Star has a massive lock-up on the entry towards turn number 10 as we head down towards the Anderson Bridge. We've seen a few lunges going up the inside here, but we saw Sergio Perez dive on Alex Albon in 2023, as AJ has pulled away from Ben Clark now. So this is great pace for AJ, but I don't think it's going to be a tall order to catch Phoenix. A big tall order indeed, but Phoenix so far is doing a fantastic job in the Ferrari. As we got a Haas who spun down there. That's Tobes who's gone for a spin, and rejoins once again. A difficult corner, of course. You arrived there at great speed. King Macaroon has picked himself up a 3-second tyre penalty. Do you know what? All these drivers did a fantastic job so far, because yes, we did a bit of contact, but no safety cars so far, unless I jinx it, of course. And if a safety car does come out now, it'll benefit the medium runners, because they can go in the hard compound tyres. The hards can go towards the end. As here we are, 4-Star is desperate to get past Bosch Evans. Is right step back of 4-Star too. 4-Star and Bosch Evans were fighting for a win at the Australian Grand Prix until Bosch Evans spun in the final corner, hit the wall. Did it Adrian Suto, who did a 360 in 2011 when the DRS was first enabled. Here comes 4-Star on Cavolis, who puts himself into P5. And now, can he focus on chasing Hobbsy? Hobbsy looks like he's struggling with the tyre temperature there, just sliding around. But it's unfortunate for Hobbsy, because I was really gunning for him to try and take a podium at least. But looks like he doesn't have the pace so far, because Ben Clark has got some great pace in the Red Bull. He retired at the Imola Grand Prix, did Ben Clark. And as you can see, Bosch Evans rides to the back of Cavolis too. So is Cavolis struggling now for grip on the mini compound tyres? You know, this track is very difficult in terms of tyre temperatures there. Very hard to get the tyre temperatures under control. But as you can see, Bosch Evans is in a kick Sauber sandwich. 3-4 behind, and Cavolis in front of him. 3-4 got caught up in an incident, didn't he, with King Macaroon at turn 10 at Imola at the Piratella corner. That's why the third safety car was deployed. I didn't see what happened to King Macaroon or Freefall, but Freefall this time in a decent race in P8 after his misfortunes back at the Imola Grand Prix. The gap is going down between AJ and Felix, but you expect that, because the crossover between the mediums and hards will start to happen soon. Yeah, Shaggy says he's a reserve driver in both. It doesn't matter, Shaggy, I was only joking, but I was hoping to see you tonight in Singapore. But I have done commentary for Div 3, which is on Mondays, but I stepped down from that because I only do commentary for Div 2 and Div 1 in SFR, which is Tuesday and Wednesdays, and Monday I do Cone Div 2 now. So yeah, I had to step down for Div 3 because I enjoy commentating for Division 1 and Division 2 in Cone and SFR. Of course, I brought some drivers from SFR into Cone, Next target is Bear Remy. Claire PR is ahead of Mark Wilson, puts himself into P9. I really hope we see Laser race as well, because Laser is a really strong driver, but I know he has an esports event, being Harry Palmer or scupping away. Oh, there's a retirement. Mark Wilson has retired, and a safety car has came out. Where has he retired? The exit of turn... Ooh, at the exit of... Turn 7. That's where Roman Grosjean and George Russell crashed in 2019 when I think it was Russell got put against the wall with Grosjean, caused a safety car. Sebastian Vettel won his last race for Ferrari there in 2019 ahead of Charles Leclerc. Sebastian Vettel, his last race win in Ferrari 2019 at Singapore. The Lion of Singapore, 5 wins here at the Marina Bay circuit, or is it the Marina Bay? Or the Yas Marina circuit. Which one is it? Is it Marina Bay or Yas Marina? I get confused between the two. But anyways, this is a great opportunity for the people on the medium compound tyres to pit and go in the hards. AJ will be absolutely devastated with that one because, he's in a predicament here. He has to pit. He can't stay out there because he get jumped to people on newer tyres. So the only option for AJ is to pit and hope there's another safety car afterwards. He's in a really bad spot here with AJ. He was hoping the safety car would come out later than this. The mediums will go towards the end, but they will suffer a lot towards the end. 17 laps on the medium compound tyres is going to be a lot to ask. KXI is struggling. Do you know what? I might go in game chat and speak to him. KXI, if you can hear me, how are you doing? I thought it was a game chat, but he's not. Maybe he left the session again. But Phoenix there, perfect opportunity. But the problem is for Phoenix, though, the gap's been reduced. And like it was with Sebastian Vettel in 2013, he had a massive gap, but unfortunately got wiped out due to the safety car. This could be a good opportunity for AJ to pounce on him at the right time. But his tyres will suffer towards the end. So we've got to pay the price towards the end. It's out of your control, really, for the mediums and hards. You don't know when the safety car will come out. KXI's retired in the pit lane. He's left the session, so he's gone now. So looking for KXI, so I'll go back in party chat. But yeah, the people now switching over to the hard compound tyres. Everybody except AJ and Ruben are on the hard compound tyres. I feel sorry for AJ. He did a really good job making his way through the field. He started down at P7, up into second place now. But at least the gap's been brought down to Phoenix. Yeah, might have a chance though, but Phoenix's tyres will be a lot better towards the end. So what AJ has to do now is that he has to overtake Phoenix immediately, break away from the DRS, then try and defend for his life with Phoenix on the attack again. KXI, a safety car did come out, mate. Yeah, it didn't work, unfortunately. I have to wait till a safety car. I would ask again. Yeah, it's alright, mate. I tried my best to bring him back to the session. It is really difficult, but yeah, I'm not quite sure what's the situation with Angry Davey. I'll give him a tag in the Discord session because I'm not really happy about him leaving the session because, yeah, he made a mistake. At the same time, there's opportunities in the race. Look at Harry Palmer, look at Ruben, look at Bean. They all had a crash the first opening lap. They're all way behind, and now they've caught up. You need to stay in the race because races bring opportunities. Other people's mistakes bring opportunities, and you can't leave straight away. I know. I seem a bit hot-headed about what I'm saying right now because, yeah, I think he's left the server because I can't even tag him in the Discord. Yeah, I think he's gone. Yeah, so Angry Davies' debut here in Cone Racing League. I probably left the session, but I'm not quite sure. Let me just see. Yeah, he's literally left the session, so that's it. I remember a meme about him back in the Realistic League. I think it was I don't know what track it was, but it was it at the Imola Grand Prix where people said, "This is Davey. Don't be like Davey" or something. I knew I remembered his name somewhere. I know it seems I went to the rant about Angry Davey, but that's because I'm a driver myself and I do struggle here in league racing. I have bad qualifying, but I never give up. I always push through my worst races. even when I'm like down in P12 or something, I still continue. It's all about having a race pace mentality. You can't be driving around and we can't be joining the league, crash out, qualify, and leave straight away. It's just not odd because no league will accept you, and this is probably the last time we'll get a chance to join the league in Code Racing League as well. So if he wants to be serious about league racing, he's got to stop. Of course you're going to make mistakes. I'm not saying you can't make mistakes, but at the same time, if you're going to make a mistake, try and at least stay in the race and see what you can do. He crashed in qualified in the last corner. For those people like Bean, Harry Palmer, Spider as well, he struggles on this game. He still continues around. But Harry Palmer and Bean, who crashed, despite dropping all the way down, the safety cars came out to revitalise their race, and we'll see how it goes out towards the second half. Not even a halfway distance yet. The safety cars came out due to Mark Wilson crashing at turn 7. I think Logan Sargent crashed there before as well, back in 2023 when he caused that safety car. It put Red Bull at a disadvantage. Same with AJ too. It put AJ at a disadvantage as well. Didn't both Red Bulls stay out during the safety car? I think they did. Then they picked up the mediums later on. Of course, last season in 2023, Red Bull's worst race around here in Singapore. They won every single race except this one. Verstappen winning 19, Perez winning 2, and Carlos Sainz winning 1, because there's supposed to be 23 races, but unfortunately, we missed the Imola Grand Prix due to the flooding. Oh yeah, about the Imola Grand Prix, it was last week at the Imola Grand Prix, and I might have said that I can't remember what happened in 2023 Imola. That's because I genuinely didn't remember, so I apologise about what I said in Imola, because I genuinely forgot that it was cancelled in 2023, but it's back here. And unfortunately for, I think, Valencia in MotoGP, in the last race of the season MotoGP with Jorge Martin and Pecco Bagnaia, the race got cancelled in Valencia because of the floodings, so they had to go to the Barcelona Grand Prix. Do you know how hard it is to organise, especially towards the end of the season as well? Organise a race with about 1 or 2 weeks notice. They got rid of Kazakhstan. Well, of course, got rid of Kazakhstan because you don't want to race there. But fair play to being the Barcelona Grand Prix, especially with the fans. All the fans turn up too with about 1 or 2 weeks notice. So it was a great championship fight between Pecco Bagnaia and Jorge Martin. And Jorge Martin won his first championship in MotoGP on an independent team for the first time since Valentino Rossi in 2003. But here we are, the safety car is in the pit lane at the end of this lap. 16 more laps of racing, and we'll see what happens towards the second half of the Grand Prix. Congratulations to Gabriel Bortoleto as well, winning the F2 championship. He won back-to-back championships in F3 and F2 like Oscar Piastri did. And we get racing underway once again. Gabriel Bortoleto, fantastic drive, deserves to be in Sauber next year alongside Nico Hulkenberg. And here we go, racing once again. So AJ has got to capitalise on these mini compound tyres. Here is Hobbsy, right to the back of Ben Clark as we head down towards turn 1. Hobbsy has the inside line. Let's see what happens going down here. Ben Clark lets him go. 4 stars up to P5. So this is great driving. Free fall is ahead of Bosch Evans. Do you know what? After the pit stops, people had full wind damage, and the people who sustained damage able to change it. So this is great for them too. They're back in this race, and we'll see how the second half of the race pans out with people on a level playing field except AJ in P2. But AJ has to get past Phoenix immediately as we head down towards turn 7. We go with the Red Bull, rise to the back of Cavolis. Cavolis somehow picked himself up a 3-second penalty on the final corner. Look at the Mercedes of Bosch Evans there arriving out of control as Diddy is right behind him, ready to take advantage of him if he makes a mistake. But here we are then, AJ still putting the pressure on Phoenix. Once the DRS is enabled the next lap, that's when AJ has to strike. And once that DRS is enabled, that's when he needs to pull away as well in the mid-speed, high-speed corners to break out the 1 second range of DRS. If he stays behind Phoenix too long, that could be his race ruin, because he won't have the grip on the midi compound tyres later on to fight with him and compete with him on his level. But Hobbs is still in P3, so despite dropping out the podium, despite a few mistakes, Hobbs looks like he's gained some pace so far. Ben Clark, he was running the podium early doors, now demoted into P4. There's a battle behind us. That's free fall of Claire PR embroiled in a battle for P7. Let's see what happens going down there. These guys have been stuck together for the whole race. 3-4 Claire PR, Bosch Evans and Cavolis. Oh, that's a Sauber 3-4 looking to go down the inside, but can't quite make it stick as he stays behind him. Bean is ahead of Harry Palmer. Those two make contact on the opening laps of this Grand Prix, and it drops him all the way down to last place, but looks like they're keeping it clean so far with the ghost of Williams of Angry Davey in the background. Bosch Evans gets ahead of 3-4, they side by side into turn 2 and turn 3, but Bosch Evans forces the load down the inside, but 3-4 has better traction at the exit of turn 3 as we go wheel to wheel. Diddy is ready to take advantage of both of them as Bosch Evans is up into P8 ahead of 3-4, but DRS is enabled on this lap. Bosch Evans did not get the DRS, so will 3-4 pounce as we head down towards turn 7. 3-4 is a bit too far behind. I think Bosch Evans is using his battery there, try and stay ahead and get closer towards 4-star. 4-star after a disappointing qualifying. Look at that. As you can see, Ben Clark is scraping the wall at the exit of turn 7 there. But Ben Clark, unfortunately, he was running in a great place on the podium. The Norwegian driver did a great job in his third race in CRL, but does not have the pace to compete with Hobbsy. And 4-star is right behind in the sister team in the RB. Do you know what I want to know the most? Is Sergio Perez going to race next year in Red Bull? Do you know Pierre Gasly and Alex Albon? Those two did. Well, I think Perez did much worse than Gasly and Albon when they were racing in Red Bull in their one season combined. Alex Albon had 1.5 seasons too. I think Perez has done worse than both of them because I don't remember Albon and Gasly getting knocked out in Q1 much. Yeah, they got knocked out in Q2, but they had, I don't know, still able to compete in the top 10 mostly. Gasly finished in P4 at the Silverstone Grand Prix, his best result for Red Bull, but couldn't capitalise after that. Here comes 4-star now. Oh, look at that. He almost drove to the back of him. As here comes Bosch Evans on the back of Claire PR as we head down towards turn 1 now. Stuck behind the Sauber of Cavolis, who's been a obstacle in the way for these drivers. Great defending as Bosch Evans almost lost it at turn 3. So did the Sauber of 3-4 as we exit turn number 5 ago. DRS enabled for all of them. The battle for 4-star and Ben Clark continues. Here we are then. It's the outside line going down into turn 7. In the background is Cavolis and Claire Pior, but Ben Clark defends that. Really good defending there from Ben Clark. Claire Pior, Bosch Evans and 3-4, all in the scrap for P6. Claire Pior wins, puts himself into P6 ahead of Bosch Evans, whose Cavolis has been dropped down to P8, so lost 2 places there into turn 7. Doesn't look like he's got the pace or the confidence, does Cavolis. Now he's got a free fall on the back of him as we head down towards turn 10. But AJ is on the back of Phoenix, but not able to make a move. So despite being on the medium compound tyres at this stage, cannot compete with Phoenix, is in the DRS range, but can't seem to pounce. AJ is going to be a bit of trouble towards the Grand Prix when his tyres die out. Is AJ playing it smart? Is he using Phoenix as a DRS buffer to try and stay ahead of Hobbsy? Is he thinking about the long-term game? Is he thinking about if his tyres die out, will the guys behind me catch up? Could be another smart play for AJ, using the DRS to back of Phoenix, but still, he needs to keep a DRS of Phoenix as he sets the fast of the Grand Prix. Bean is up into P10. This is great recovery from the Polishman who had contact with Harry Palmer early doors. Harry Palmer is on the back of Tobes and King Macaroon, who started down in last place as he joined very late. Bosch Evans ahead of Claire PR. Bean is defended from Diddy as we head down towards turn 3. Bosch Evans now puts himself into P6. Bosch Evans has been in a lot of scraps in this race and so far has done a fantastic job. Despite having a broken end plate, still showing some good pace. And let's see, can he catch up to 4-star? He was fighting 4-star before the safety car, but 4-star's pulled away. He's still at the back of Ben Clark, so this is great defending there from the Norwegian driver, doing a fantastic stud of defence. By the way, anybody in OWR is Norwegian because it's a Norwegian esports team, as for those people who don't know. As a 4-star then, still trying to find a way past Ben Clark. Hobbsy has pulled away in P3, so it looks like Hobbsy's found a bit of pace and form so far to keep himself on the podium. He did lose a place towards Ben Clark after his mistake at turn 7. Maybe he's enjoying these hard compound tyres better than the mediums, because I know some people don't like the medium compound tyres whatsoever, and maybe the hard compound tyres are suited him more. Finding the grip as well, maybe not overheated as much. The hard compound tyres in general is a better tyre, so durable, and they don't slide around so much like the medium compound tyres, because when the mediums get old, that's when they start sliding around so much, and there's nothing you can do about it at all. 4-star though, still trying to find a way past the Red Bull driver of Ben Clark. Doing a fantastic job so far, defending from the RB behind him, but how long can he keep that RB behind him? We know that 4-star's going for his third podium in a row. I dare say the win is out of reach because Phoenix has got some formidable pace in the Ferrari. But so far the Red Bull driver doing an outstanding job defending there from the Red Bull. And Bosch Evans, if he has the pace, can he catch 4th and 5th? We'll see. Can Bosch Evans get involved in scrap here? Got clean air. He's got Clerpios in the back of him, Cavolis and 3-4. Here comes 4-star now, down the inside, and Ben Clark trying to stay around the outside, but he can't quite do so. 4-star has been released, and up into P4. Does he have the pace to catch Hobbsy? And Hobbsy, 4-star, Phoenix were all in that big DRS train of the Australian Grand Prix, fighting for the win and the podium. Phoenix and Harry Palmer, the ones who were spun and picked themselves a potential catastrophe as well in the pit lane, recovered beautifully to finish in the top 5 in that Grand Prix. But Hobbs is searching for a podium, first podium since the Mexican Grand Prix last season. Can he do it? Will 4-star be a force to be reckoned with later on? The gap is 2.4 seconds between himself and 4-star. No mistakes can be made there for Hobbsy. If 4-star has the pace to catch Hobbsy, he might drag along Ben Clark as well. Ben Clark is still there in P5. The gap between Bosch Evans and Ben Clark is 1.9 seconds. 3-4 is trying to find his way past his teammate. He's been stuck behind his teammate for a long time, has 3-4. Cavolis has shown some outstanding, excellent defending, but how long can he keep his Sauber teammate behind him? Under massive pressure there from 3-4. Inside the top 10, Bean has done a fantastic job in this race. Oh, there's a yellow flag down there. Is that Ruben going for a spin? It is Ruben, who's down to P16. And gets going once again. Only one safety car. We haven't mentioned AFL so far. AFL back in league racing for the first time since a long time. A great commentator, a great guy indeed. And a lovely man to speak to as well. Commentates alongside Spider Rob in the lower divisions. And yeah, hopefully, I've never commentated with... Yeah, I have actually before. I've commentated with him once, but not in Cone. Diddy is ahead of Bean. Oh, there's contact between Diddy and Bean. Shoves him out wide at turn 7. But Diddy is now ahead, or back ahead of Bean. Diddy, who finished the podium in P2 at the Imola Grand Prix. Fantastic performance from him. Been a good race so far. I think Hobbsy might catch AJ towards the end of the Grand Prix with the tyre offset, with the tyres going off towards the end of the Grand Prix. Because AJ is dropping time towards Phoenix there, so the gap is 2 seconds between Phoenix and AJ. As Bean hits the wall at turn 13 there, with Tobes and Harry Palmer just right behind. Shame for Harry Palmer, because in the last 2 races he's had some great pace, but the luck hasn't been on his side. Finished in P6 in the Imola Grand Prix. Oh, Diddy has picked himself up a 3-second time penalty. Harry Palmer, 5th and 6th in Australia and Imola, but here in Singapore in P13. Got a disadvantage when Bean puts him in the wall at turn 11. There's Williams in the pit lane. That's Bean in the pit lane then. So what's happened to him? Did he lose his end plate? Is he going for a 2-stop? Not really a 2-stop race this is, but we'll see what he's going to do as he makes his way trundling in the pit lane with 60 kilometers an hour to go. The battle for P4 is intensifying now, because guess who's caught up? Bosch Evans is right at the back of Ben Clark and 4-star. 4-star is slowly gaining time on Hobbsy in front of him, but Ben Clark now, Bean has retired in the pit lane. Why has he done that? And he's left the session, so I'm not quite sure what's going on with him. Hopefully we get an explanation from him, because he just randomly retired in the pit lane. But anyways, his first appearance back, Bean. Teammates with Indian Jesus. I remember him and Indian Jesus made contact with the Aston Martin at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. That's when KXI won the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix too. That's a long time ago, 10 months ago as well, season 10 towards season 11. But Hobbsy still maintaining the gap in P3. The gap is 2.8 between himself and 4-star, so the gap's fluctuating. And in the background, as the 2 Saubers about to go wheel to wheel, 3-4 is ahead of Cavolis. Finally, he puts himself into P8 ahead of his teammate. Clerpios is the next target, but he's lost that contact between himself and Bosch Evans. Bosch Evans has pulled away from the guys he was squabbling with in the first stint. He was stuck in that massive DRS train, but finally gets released, and he can see himself moving up the order. Cavolis gets ahead of 3-4. Did they make contact? 3-4 was a ghost for a time being, so I think there was contact between those two, and he's been pushed back into P9. So more time lost as Ben Clark looks for a move, but doesn't go for it down into turn 1. Is Hobbs gaining on 3-4? AJ, I don't think he is, you know. The gap's 3.6. I think the gap is extended between AJ and Hobbsy, so AJ doing a really good job so far, but I expect the tyres to drop off towards the latter stage of the Grand Prix. The tyres get hot, they'll start to slide around, as here comes Ben down the inside of 4-star, gets the move done. What a lovely move there from Ben, puts himself back into P4, as 4-star looking for a move back. He's got to watch out for Bosch as well behind him too, stuck in a sandwich between those two. 3-4 and Cavolis are swapping places for P8 and P9. No team was there for the kick Sauber camp. I wonder how Nico Hulkenberg and Gabriel Bortoleto will do in the Kickstarter, because Hulkenberg's debut back in 2010 was alongside a Brazilian of Rubens Barrichello, and Gabriel Bortoleto, the Brazilian, making his debut alongside Nico Hulkenberg. So yeah, what a story that was. But Nico Hulkenberg, he's a very interesting character for me. I've always liked Hulkenberg. He hasn't scored a podium, but he's such a strong driver. I don't know how he's got the mentality, like good mentality, because being in F1 for like 14 years since 2010. I know he's had a few years out of sport. 2012 was one, no, 2013, no, 2011 was he was out of sport. 2020 and 2021 and 2022 he was out of sport as well when Ocon replaced him. I know he was a reserve driver for COVID when he replaced Perez at the Ocon or Stroll at the German Grand Prix Nürburgring. Scored 8th place, did Hulkenberg, and he qualified 3rd at the British GP when he made his debut back, and out-qualified Stroll as well in the Aston Martin, or Racing Point as it was called. But yeah, I'm glad Hulkenberg's back in F1. Do you know, for a driver who's had a long streak without a podium and survived in F1 for 14 years, you look on paper and think, how's Hulkenberg survived that long without a podium or win? Here comes 4-star on the outside of Ben, but doesn't make the move. I believe Hulkenberg almost got a podium at 2017 Singapore Grand Prix, but I think he had a power unit problem. Oh, could have scored a podium. 2019 German Grand Prix. As many people did crash out that corner as well. I missed the Hockenheim Grand Prix, and I missed 2019 as well. What a year that was. But the gap's gone down between Hobbsy and AJ. The gap was 3.6. The gap is 2.5 now. So it looks like Hobbsy can set his sights on P2 now, and another potential position will be gained there. Ben is doing a really good job defending for 4-star and Bosch Evans as well. He can't bring the gap down towards Hobbsy, but the Red Bull driver, the OWR driver, is doing a fantastic job. Every time I see someone called OWR, I think I'm in SFR, because SFR is full of OWR drivers. Division 3 OWR, Division 2 OWR, and Division 1 OWR. But the driver I want to bring in the most is Matthias, OWR Matthias Salah. He's the quickest in OWR, and I really want to bring him in. I might bring Langfell, I might bring Bear Remy. I hope Ben helps me to bring those drivers in. Oh, 4-star's gone out wide in turn 2, and Bosch Evans there looking for a move, but can't quite get it done. Bosch Evans, who was fighting 4-star at the Australian Grand Prix, trying to go for the win, but 4-star did a fantastic job defending from the Mercedes driver, but this time under massive pressure. They both have DRS on the back of the Red Bull driver. There is 6 laps left to go. Can Hobbsy catch AJ as we head down towards turn 7? Can Bosch Evans force the move on the inside? There's contact, and he descends into a spin. And you know what? I think that is self-inflicted there on Bosch Evans, unfortunately. I don't think 4-star did anything wrong. I think it's down to Bosch Evans on that one. It's a late move down the inside. I think 4-star tried to give the space, and also Bosch Evans clipped the curb and sent himself into a spin. So lucky to Bosch Evans there. So 4-star's lost the DRS towards Ben. Ben is actually gaining on Hobbsy. Hobbsy's gaining slightly on AJ in P2. But AJ, must be said, what a fantastic drive so far. He really did struggle in the early stages. He drove in the Australian Grand Prix, didn't go his way there in Division 1, and he also retired at the Imola Grand Prix in Division 2. And he also finished, where did he finish in Division 1? I can't see him on Division 1. Maybe he didn't take part. I thought he was in Division 1 Australian Grand Prix, but it turns out not to be. Unless I'm blind and I can't see. It was Odibor Shaggy he was racing in Alpine. Shaggy's doing a great job, and I think he finished. Where did he finish, Shaggy, in the races gone by? Odibor Shaggy is one to watch out for as well in Division 2. He's got some mighty pace. I'm so glad that boy Shaggy and Ben Clark. Nolder should be racing soon. I know he's got university as well. Laser should be here, so I really hope we could get him. I've tried to get in crossfire strikes. Bosch Evans is side by side with freefall as he puts himself into P6 ahead of the Red Bull driver. The gap between Hobbsy and AJ is 2.4 seconds as AFL picks up a 3-second penalty. Spider is on a brand new set of soft compound tyres, hoping to go for the fast lap of the Grand Prix. I think Shaggy finished on the podium in his race just now, so congratulations to Shaggy for finishing on the podium for the final race in Abu Dhabi, and I can't wait for tomorrow's race as well because it could be absolutely classic as well. But here we are, Hobbsy versus AJ. The gap is 2.3. Is there any more pace in the Aston Martin? Can he find a way through on AJ in P2? AJ did a fantastic job so far trying to maintain the pace. There is 5 laps left to go in this race. What is the broadcaster between Hobbsy and AJ? What is it called? AWS. The striking distance between Hobbsy and AJ. Didn't we have a graphic? No, we didn't have a graphic. I'm just talking shite there. But anyways, the graphics I used to love as well in the old games where it showed you. Did it show you the tyre wear? I swear down we had a feature once where it showed someone the tyre wear. Well, it could have been OWS. I think OWS was used back then. Do you know what? I'm trying to get OWS in this commentary because it feels like it's been a long time coming, and you deserve OBS as well. You haven't had OBS since Freefall and Jonathan as well. Unfortunately, I don't have the facilities for that one, but I'll try and get OWS in as quickly as I can. First of all, I've got to learn how to use it. 3-4 is ahead of Claire PR, puts himself into P7. King Macaroon is in P12 ahead of Ruben. But you know what? We've only had one safety car so far in this Grand Prix, as Tobes is ahead of Diddy. He puts himself into P10. I think these two are close friends, aren't they? Tobes and Diddy. Fighting for P10. They've both got a 3-second penalty. Harry Palmer is ahead of King Macaroon. The gap is 2 seconds between Hobbsy and AJ. Can he catch AJ towards the latter stage? He's got 5 laps left to do it. AJ will find himself under pressure from the hard runner of Hobbsy. And also, Ben has done a fantastic job. He's broke DRS away from 4-star. So Ben has been left alone. The gaps are spread out in this race, but I don't mind that. Sometimes you can't always have an exciting race, but every race so far this season, every race in the past few seasons have always been amazing despite the gaps being spread out between all the drivers in between. King Macaroon and Harry Palmer are still scrapping away for P12. Harry Palmer versus Mercedes drivers. We head down towards 13. Oh, there's going to be contact. Oh, they were so close to making contact in the wall there. Luckily, they got out unscathed, and Harry Palmer just left enough space there for King Macaroon to just have a bit of breathing space around the outside, not to hit the wall. Harry Palmer is up into P12 now ahead of King Macaroon. Ruben in P14 had a spin but has a bit of a penalty. AFL is right behind him there in the RB, making a return back to racing. A commentator as well. And in general, a very good guy in the community as well. Nice to see him back in racing. I know you guys think why am I looking down at the guys in the lower end of the field, but you know me by now. Look at this, for side by side off the track. 3-4 has overtaken Clear PR off the track. Will he have to give that place back? Harry Palmer gets a 3-second penalty, and here comes a Sauber. That's 2 places gained as 3-4 slowed down. Cavolis is up into P7 there. 3-4 had a legal overtake, and he gave up his place towards his teammate Tim. Now under pressure from Tobes and Diddy right behind. The gap is 1.5 seconds between Hobbsy and AJ. But back to my point. As a commentator, I like to give the spotlight and attention to everybody. As you can see, King Macaroon and Harry Palmer made contact there. More contact, and both of them have lost their plate. Bit too close for comfort there between the Mercedes and the Alpine. But they won't pit because obviously there's only 4 laps left to go. Here we are, the battle for P7 now intensifying. Cavolis has been in the thick of it so far in this Grand Prix, having a scrap with everybody and holding people up. But back to my point, what I like to mention is that I like to give the spotlight attention to everybody. I like to give all 20 drivers a bit of attention, because I know sometimes commentators sometimes only give the attention towards like the top 10, as I've seen it before in the past, and nobody outside the top 10 really gets mentioned at all, or maybe nobody inside like 5th, 6th and 7th gets mentioned. I know a commentator that replaced me for one race in Division 1 in a different league. He only spectated the top 3, didn't give the attention to anybody. The rest of the grid was like a ghost, and I was so annoyed when I was watching the stream back, because didn't give the attention to anybody except the top 3. The top 3 were barely fighting either. There was a massive scrap all the way down into the midfield. But yeah, that's how commentators are sometimes. And as a racer, I like to watch the streams back and see how I do and see what people said about me. There is 3 laps left to go in the Grand Prix, and Hobbsy then 1.3 seconds away from AJ. AJ finds himself under pressure. There's been a compound tire start to fade away. But you know what? It's been a valiant effort so far for AJ. I expected more people to arrive at the scene, but so far he's managed those tyres really well. Maybe not overtaking Phoenix as he wanted to, but so far P2 is at his best. Hobbsy's got about 3 laps to get in his DRS range and overtake him. Ben has done a fantastic job as well. The Norwegian driver in P4 doing an outstanding job there. 3-4 is ahead of Klerper, who puts himself back into P8. 3-4 has been fighting with his teammate majority of this Grand Prix as well. What a massive scrap there from the Saubers. Big scrap indeed between the Sauber duo. And 3-4 got ahead of his teammate, but he had to give the place back towards Klerper, and Cavolis took advantage. Now, Hobbsy is in DRS range of AJ. I think AFL spun, hasn't he? Yes, he has. AFL has gone for a spin, but Hobbsy now is in DRS range of AJ. He has got 2 laps to attack him. AJ has got 2 laps to defend. Who is going to finish in P2 towards the Grand Prix? This is great pace from Hobbsy because he was really struggling on the medium compound tyres. Could not catch Phoenix, AJ, or Ben. Bosch Evans now. Oh, in fact, 3-4 is ahead of his teammate. Finally, he's up into P7. And here comes Diddy up the inside. Here he is, Diddy going up the inside of Tobes. And Tobes defending around the outside there, maintains P10. And Diddy is not able to get past. And here we are then, second and third, scrapping away for P2. AJ versus Hobbsy. As Diddy gets past Tobes again, he goes up into P10. Did Tobes make a mistake? Feeling the pressure from Diddy, who puts himself up to P10, and once again the 2 Saubers find themselves. Look at that, is that Klerper going to go up the inside into 13? It is Klerper, but Cavolis has the outside line. More important, the battle for P2. No DRS on this straight. There is DRS in the actual Singapore Grand Prix, but for some reason they haven't implicated it on this game. They will do soon, hopefully. I think DRS got announced I think DRS was announced very late, wasn't it? So that's why the game hasn't updated for that 4th DRS zone. And here we are then, lap 31, out of 31. It's the final lap of the race, and we've still got a battle for P2 between AJ and Hobbsy. The question is, who is going to finish ahead of who? Can Hobbsy get his way past? AJ is starting to struggle on the medium compound tyres. They're well past their best, the medium compound tyres, but AJ's done a fantastic job managing them. And you can see Hobbsy on the back of him. There is 3 DRS zones around here. Where is Hobbsy going to strike? Is it turn 7? Maybe. And here we go with the DRS and the battery. We're about to go side by side into turn 7. Hobbsy has the outside line. Can he make it stick? AJ defending there as we head down towards turn 8. I think Hobbsy has the inside line as AJ trying to stick around the outside close to the wall of the exit. But Hobbsy gets a very bad exit and AJ stays in P2. But AJ sliding to the corner there. Massive oversteer. The tyres are sliding around like a 50p piece, which I've never said before. Quote from Martin Brundle. But here we are then, going down towards turn 10. Look at Ben, he's right behind the 2. So if AJ and Hobbsy make a mistake, Ben might take advantage as well. 4-star right at the back of Bosch Evans as we head down towards turn 13. How's Bosch Evans got ahead of 4-star? He was well behind him, but somehow he managed to get ahead of him. But here we are, the last DRS zone, the final DRS zone. Has AJ done enough to defend from Hobbsy? I think the question is yes. But more importantly, he needs the traction out of these slow speed corners, the heavy braking zones, especially at turn 6 and turn 17. Weaving left to right, and here comes Phoenix. Phoenix wins the Singapore Grand Prix. What a dominant drive for the man from Manchester. Fantastic drive indeed. Here comes AJ. Fantastic driving, fantastic defending. AJ will come across the line to finish in P2. Hobbs gets his first podium since the Mexican Grand Prix last season, and Ben 1.3 seconds away. Best result for Ben in P4. Fantastic from the Norwegian driver. 4-star gets ahead of Bosch Evans. 3-4 finishes ahead of his teammate in P7. Klerper finished ahead of both of them as he didn't pick a penalty. And Tobes and Diddy will finish P2 at P11. Diddy picked up a 3-second penalty. Harry Palmer has overtaken Spider, puts himself into P14. Harry Palmer, I think he's going for the fast lap of the Grand Prix. What is the fast lap of the Grand Prix? Let's have a look. 30.3. So Harry Palmer surely could beat that with a brand new set of soft compound tyres, because remember, these guys have new softs because they didn't use it in qualifying. So surely Harry Palmer gets fast up the Grand Prix. 1.4 seconds up in the middle sector there for Harry Palmer, as the only thing you can take away is a fastest lap. Great time management there for AJ Wuhan in P2, as Harry Palmer now makes his way towards turn 16 and turn 17, chucking the car in. Great respect for Harry Palmer, despite all his mistakes in this race or contact, he's still kept in it. Harry Palmer comes across the line to take the fast lap of the Grand Prix, a 29.0, fantastic, as Spider finished in P15. But yeah, great commitment in this race. Great commitment in this race to maintain his focus and not retire in the pits, because it's so easy to do so at the back of the field. Top 3, it is Jake Phoenix, Jake Felix. Jake Garrett, who wins the Singapore Grand Prix for Ferrari ahead. But a fantastic drive to recover from P3 despite losing out in the first stint on the mini compact tyres. He's back on the podium for the first time since season 10 and 4-star, so he has joined the party too. AJ is in the party, but I only got time for 3 people unfortunately. But anyways, we'll start from P3 upwards. Or P5 upwards if you want to, but 4-star. Congratulations to P5, mate, for P13. You got stuck in that DRS train and you made your way through the field to finish in P5. I'm sorry if it's short. I didn't really prepare for you in terms of questions.
You invited me.
You
invited the whole party, so like body interviews, isn't it, mate?
Yeah. I was slow.
Next week, maybe. Yeah.
Is that it? A 4-star?
I don't know. What do you want? Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see TikToks in a few days. Hobbsy, 4-star. It can be incredible to watch.
I think there will be a lot. Yes, I feel from tonight. I think there'll definitely be a lot.
I'm very conscious when I commentate now because I know you're going to expose me on the TikTok. So I'm very conscious what I say now in Division 2.
Can't put foot wrong.
That's my first
I know in Division. I know in the Australian Grand Prix, you were going to clip how many times I said I was ill.
Yes, it was a lot.
And I didn't say it once in the last 2 races.
Good.
Yeah, by the way, I'm still ill.
Oh, so do that.
But anyways, we'll start from P3 upwards. I don't want to waste your time. So Hobbsy, congratulations, mate. You're back at the podium for the first time since season 10. It looked a bit sketchy in the first stint because you were really struggling with mini compact tyres. When Felix got through, you made a mistake at turn 7. Ben was at the back of you as well, and 4-star. But after the safety car, did you feel more confident? Was it the hard compact tyres that you had more confidence in? Was it the grip on the hard compact tyres that enabled you to keep a P3?
Yeah, mediums, I just could not keep the temperature down on the rears. So after about 3 or 4 laps, I was already sliding. And the mediums, the hards, I was just a lot more comfortable on, apart from at the end because I was pushing. But I'm happy with P3.
Awkward silence.
Jamie.
Hello.
Jamie.
Sorry, I had myself on mute. I had myself on mute, sorry. Yeah, you struggled at the Australian Grand Prix when you went side by side with Harry Palmer. Didn't go well there, turn 6 or turn 11. And also, you spun at the finish chicane in Imola, but finally get a good result here. Talk us through qualifying as well, because we saw multiple people got the soft compact tyres into us. Were you a bit wary about your tyre choice? Did you think it was the right tyre choice, or did you just send it?
No, because we've had those conditions before where the game says the softs are quicker, but it was still raining. So I just thought I'd go out late on the inters. If it's the wrong choice, it's the wrong choice. But I didn't think the track was ready for softs.
And also,
obviously, no, I was just going to say, obviously, it was the right call.
Been a long time since he's been on the podium since the Mexican Grand Prix. That's like 10 months ago as well, because we had a massive gap between season 10 and season 11. But are you more confident now? Because you do have the pace, Matthew, but at the same time, there's mistakes made or there's contact made with other drivers. But here in Mexico, you did make a mistake, but you rectified it when you're over to a bend at a turn 1. I bet you were a bit frustrated though, because the chance to catch AJ was there and overtake him, but at the same time, you made a mistake at turn 7 and turn 8. So are you a bit disappointed with P3 because P2 was there?
Yeah, but I was pushing at the end because I had to get to Jacob before Ben got to me because of the DRS. So 2 laps before I caught Jacob, I was burning battery. I was being more aggressive than I probably should have been. So just at the end when I was offline, I just didn't have the traction. And yeah, I mean I've always been quick on 1 lap pace, but it's just the consistency that I need to get. So we move.
Did you think there was any chance of fighting with Felix today because he was mighty quick, but at the same time you just couldn't defend from him? If you stayed as DRS, did you think there could be a chance of fighting with him today?
No, he was too quick. Like he'd already got what was it, 9 seconds when the safety car come out. There was no chance I was keeping up with him.
Wanted to make a P3. What's your expectations now? Because as you could see this season, you definitely got the pace. So do you think you've really challenged these guys in next couple of races? I don't know what the next race is actually.
I don't think I'll challenge for the championship. I'm not, as I say, I'm not consistent enough. But I might nick a win. Just if I can keep staying on the podium, then I'll take it.
Well, I hope so as well because you really got the pace this season, and we'll see what happens in the next race. Matthew, congratulations to the LP3.
Thank you, Jamie.
You're welcome. Moving on to P2, AJ Wuhan started down in P7 and made a great recovery as well. Had the pace on them hard compound tyres, but the safety car came at the wrong time for you. I bet you were very frustrated that the safety car came out because you knew that the guys behind or in front or on the medium compound, on the hard compound tyres, you're on the mediums. And what was you thinking when that safety car came out? Were you did you know that the scenario? Did you think there's another safety car coming out?
Yeah, so definitely hoped for another safety car. My strategy from the start was to kind of hards and see if there's an early safety car, and if there was, I'm just go medium. But it was always going to be a bit flawed, I think, when everyone else went mediums, but I just kind of stuck with it and hoped that the pace would kind of help me out a bit. But, GG to Jake and Hobbsy. Hobbsy gave me a bit of a scare at the end there. We had a good little, I was saying to Jake in the party as well that, like, I was fully expecting to just get me, and I was just saving my ERS for him as well. So it was good fun at the end. We went side by side through a couple of corners as well, which was nice. Which don't get to do very often these days, but yeah, it was good fun. Shame there's no other safety car, but I guess it's a good sign that it's getting a bit, drivers are getting a bit more sort of aware of how to drive in this game, especially given we've only done a few rounds so far. So.
Yeah, he finished P6 in Division 1, the Australian Grand Prix. Finished DNF'd at the Imola Grand Prix last week with that from wind damage and picking up penalties. But here in Singapore, you've really shown some great pace today. So it's nice to see you back on the podium for the first time in a long time as well. How's your pace in this game? Are you more stronger now in this game? Do you think that you also have a chance of trying to compete with the championship this season?
I think that's two different questions, to be fair. I'll treat it as such. I think pace is very much like track dependent. I think Singapore, historically, I've had a lot of confidence at, but recently it's been a bit iffy. I think, yeah, it just depends on the track. Monza, I think I'll have a decent bit of pace at. But I think title-wise, I'm just going to take it week by week. I'm not expecting anything out of it, to be honest, because we saw last week how quickly things can change. All it takes is a broken wing and some penalties to kind of just ruin, what could be a potential decent position. So we'll see what happens. Take it week by week.
When you fitted the medium compound tyres on after that safety car, did you think that was any chance to try and get Jake Garrett, or were you thinking about the long game, thinking about try and stay Jake Garrett's DRS and drag you along and pull away from the rest?
So I was actually catching him, or at least keeping with him, and I think I had maybe two opportunities to overtake him, but I messed up the exit to the corners before I could catch him. But then I nicked my wing going into the Anderson Bridge, and I got the kind of light green damage, so that just cost me all the pace I had, unfortunately. But as soon as that happened, I tried to keep with him, but the objective then changed to just get P2 and trying not to pit, or at least if the safety car came out, then to kind of pit and go for softs or mediums. But yeah, what could have been a win, I think, Jake's got good pace and fair play to him. He got a good result, but who knows what happens next week.
Yeah, next week. Do you know what the track is next week? I can't find the calendar for some reason. Oh yeah, of course it is. You guys said it in the chat. How do you feel for the? Thank you, Jake. How do you feel for the Monza Grand Prix next week, mate?
I've enjoyed it quite a bit, but it's in Cone, it's been a very hit and miss track for me. I've had a bit of bad luck. I think mostly because the past few years I've raced in divisions where I'm sitting near the bottom end. Or at least racing tier 1 where I've not been top end of the pack for quite some time. So I think the opportunity next week might be a bit more near the top end of tier 2. So we'll see. I think I've got a bit of confidence going into that.
Your first podium as well since season 9, the British GP in Division 2, I think it was. So yeah, it's been a long time since your podium. Yeah, you didn't get a season in podium. You didn't get a podium in season 10. That's for sure. Because
I think this is my first time in tier 2, though. No.
I'm talking about in general. I can't figure out like you know what I mean. Just in general.
Yeah, fair. Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult because like you got like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5 combined. It's a bit
Yeah,
I just want to like combine it all. I can't be bothered to like
fair enough.
separate it. And
That's
also,
okay, mate.
mate, congratulations today in PT. Nice to see you back on the podium after a long streak away. And hopefully we can see more of you in the next look future as well.
Yeah, I hope I can hear more from you as well in these little interviews. So, yeah. Look forward to hearing it back.
Matthew, also as well, same question to you. How do you feel for the Monza Grand Prix?
I don't know. I've never really liked Monza, but hopefully it rains. It seems to be better in the wet. Can't cook my tyres in, so yeah. If it rains, I've got a chance.
Fair enough, mate. Thank you very much. And we move on to the race winner. Jake Garrett, mate, well done on securing your first win in CRL in terms of F1. Did a fantastic job, had great pace, and you were closely throughout the whole race as well. So just talk us through your feelings through the race.
So, I had a good start. I mean, in qualifying when it was raining, I was like, great, I haven't done any wet practice, and then obviously went to dry. But I obviously had a decent-ish lap on the dry, so obviously stayed on the intervals. So I was like, right, P2 will do. And then it was just maintaining the pace for most of the race. I actually got 2 warnings, like 5 laps in. So I was quite cautious with that, but I just had a really good pace. Overtook Hobbsy, and I had about a 12-second gap. And then when the safety car came out, I was like, great. And then Jacob was on mediums, and I was like, right, he's going to get me here, but he never did, so that's a bonus. And yeah, I won by, I think it was 10 seconds, maybe 11, I can't remember, because Hobbsy and Jacob were fine, so yeah.
Were you a bit nervous after the first safety car when Jacob Booth was on the medical powered tyres?
No, well, not really, because I knew the pace difference. It was only a couple tenths, and it wasn't the easiest to overtake. So I knew I could keep him behind. It was just a matter of trying to stay ahead, because I knew the hards would come back to me, because I was on the mediums for the first stint, and he was catching me just before the safety car came out. So I knew they would come back to me.
And you didn't league race in 2023 in F1, did you?
I did not.
So this is your first win in F1 for a very long time, mate. Because 2022 you were FRO, and I don't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember that far back if you've got a win or not. Because it's been a long time. But I know you've had a couple of wins in ACC as well. Did you win the championship finally in ACC?
Yeah, the season 2 I won the championship.
Yeah, congratulations, mate, because it's your first ever time racing this season in CRL in terms of F1, but you've been around ACC and you're mighty quick on there too. With you and Small, Harry Palmer, and the rest of them as well, Nathan Booth. So, yeah, you've got experience in terms of winning races in different categories. But here at F1, you finally get your first win of the season, and it took your third race as well, because I know you was also struggling. You had a spin at the Australia Grand Prix, and also Imola didn't really go your way either. But finally here in Singapore, you prevail. You did a fantastic job today, mate, so well done. And does this boost your confidence now in the next couple of races in Monza, where me and you had a bit of history?
Yeah, well, Monza's a bit of a weird track. It's going to be a big DRS train, which is why me and you had that incident in 2022. But it's not been my favourite of tracks, just for the simple reason of it's very close battling. I mean, it's good fun, but it's not if you want to win, because you know it's going to be close. So it's going to be a matter of ERS strategy in that race, unfortunately.
Well, thank you very much, mate. And considering your pace today, do you think you could be another challenger contender for the championship? I know it's early doors in the season, but you've got a lot of race left to go, and you can, like, with your pace today, keep it up, you could be up there.
Well, if I carry on winning, well, if I can't get in top places, like I came second in Australia, so that was good. And then
After a spin as well.
I messed up in Imola. I was first, I was first for most of the race, and then the safety car came out and messed it up. But I mean, if I keep doing well, and if I just get these podiums in and wins, I should be up there. It's going to be close though, so we'll see.
You were quick in the old F1 games back then, and you finally start to find some good pace as well. Because I know in 2023 you didn't play the game at all, did you? In terms of league racing,
No, I didn't.
but you did have the
League
game
racing.
because you commentated with me one time in 2023.
I did, yes. I think I did that one-off league race in
Spain.
Yeah, and then I commentated with you, and then that was about it. I didn't do the league. I took a year out just because the game was too competitive and I was tired out. So, but I'm back now and it is fun, but the game's a bit messed up, so it is what it is.
Well, thank you very much, Jake. And it's the first time I've spoken to you in the podium interview since the ACC days with a few months ago. So, yeah, thank you very much, mate. Pleasure to have you in the play again, and I'll see you next month in Manchester, go-karting this time.
See you next month.
And yeah, well done today for the top three. Jake Garrett winning the Singapore Grand Prix, Jacob Booth in second, and Matthew Hobbsey in P3.